Hello, 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 Ravens Escape Crafties, or Ravens Escapees, or whatever. We are all bundled up on the couch because the air conditioner is hitting me this morning and I am cold. But we're snuggled in because today is the day we read the next part of Lone Driver. This will be part 3. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm Sue, your host, the snuggliest with the mostest. I hope you're all doing good today. It is Wednesday, July 2nd. I should be getting my application. All right, so we'll have to talk just a moment because this just my stupid laptop is not working right. So I hope you're all doing good today. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I recommend, if you're new here, that you watch part 1 and 2, because we are reading a book called Lone Driver. It is a book that I wrote. I'm currently writing. So, you guys are keeping me writing hoping this thing saved my spot. Pause for it is my book, my personal book, so there's no copyright infringement whatsoever. And I am, here we go, getting there here. Oh, no. It is my personal book that I'm writing, so there's no, like I said, there's no copyright infringement. Okay. So, all right, hold on. Apologies here. Apologies, I have to get, there you go. Yeah, it just got rid of my bookmark. It said, reload application. Your application's out of date. So all your changes are saved, and they were not because it got rid of my bookmark. But I found my spot. So I hope you're all doing great this Wednesday. I am excited. I did finish my tank top. I'll show you that tomorrow, I think. Sorry, my nose is even cold. Like I said, I'm sitting right in the air conditioner. But if I turn it off, I'm in perimenopause. So if I turn the air conditioner or the fan off, I get hot as hell. So, but with them on, I'm freezing cold. It's driving me nuts. I have like no temperature control anymore. Because like, I have a fan on me, and if like the fan gets kicked, like the littlest bit, and it's not hitting me, I get so hot. But then when it goes back on me, then I'm like cold. It drives me crazy. So I sit here with blankies. We do what we got to do, right? And now, if like I'm up and around, I'm fine. But sitting here, I'm freezing to death. So we're going to snuggle in, and we're going to read some more of my book. Oh, and my premiere order should be here today. Hopefully. So then we should be able to do an unboxing on that tomorrow, and the tank top tomorrow. Because like I said, Friday I probably won't have a video because of it being the 4th of July here in the United States. And not only my son is going to leave for Florida on the 4th of July, plus it's a holiday. So we probably, and everybody's going to be home, and it's going to be nuts here. So I probably won't be able to record a video. But we're going to do today's video, and we'll do, like I said, the unboxing and everything tomorrow. So that'll be a good video to get you through the holiday weekend. And I should be back to it on Monday morning. So I hope you all are doing good. I'm doing good. Like I said, I'm just chilly. So let's snuggle in and read Lone Driver. Do you remember where we're at? Adam had just gone to his cabin, and Sherry is going upstairs to her room. Okay. I head for the stairs. I realize halfway up the stairs that I am stopping my feet like a 2-year-old having a meltdown, and try to lighten my steps. Why am I so moody today? I am surely not helping Katie think she is wrong. I could just see her standing there smiling and shaking her head. crap again. At the top of the stairs is a long hallway. There are 3 bedrooms and the master bathroom on this floor. I realize I should change that. That's not good. Katie has the largest room, complete with an ensuite bathroom I added several years ago. When I took over, she was living in her own apartment in town, but it seemed silly for her to pay rent and have to drive out here at the crack of dawn when I have this whole big house and just me living in it. When I suggested it to her, she was over the moon. Most of her family isn't around anymore. She doesn't talk about them much, so I'm not quite sure what happened. I think this place is as good for her as we are. Luckily, we are lucky to have her here. She's become somewhat of a sister to me, something I never had before. At the end of the hall is the staircase leading to the attic, my space. When I took the house over, it was filled to the brink with stuff. Old furniture, trunks of old clothes and paperwork, holiday decorations and such. The space is enormous. It took me the better part of a year to clean it out and turn it into my own little hideout. But now it is my favorite place in the world. I added a bathroom complete with a huge tub that I can soak my weary bones in at the end of a hard day. It fits with the house and is done in an old-fashioned farm theme. Clawfoot tub. The vanity under the sink was made from an old whiskey barrel. The flooring looks like distressed wood, but is actually a laminate. The walls look like old wainscoting, but are done in a laminate as well. I even have old tack as my towel holders and shelves made of old barnside. The rest of the attic I kept as one open space. The flooring is the original rough wood, sanded and varnished until it shines. The walls that you can see are all barnside. The rest of the room is covered in built-in bookshelves. There are only 2 windows, one on either end of the room. Not that it really matters, since I usually get up before dawn and fall back into bed after dark. My bed sits right in the middle of it all. My headboard is a repurposed barn door to keep with the theme. There's a large walk-in closet that sits next to the bathroom. Not that I have an abundance of clothing, but the shelves and drawers I added eliminate the need for a dresser or a chest of drawers. I also have a very comfortable chair and sofa that I found in the clutter of the attic and reupholstered in a brown and white cowhide. I still sometimes wonder why I spent so much time on my room since I'm barely in it. I think it just never had a place to call my own before and wanted something that was just mine. Some place that gives me a sense of belonging somewhere. Really belonging. My room is that place. As I ascend the stairs, I feel every muscle in my legs revolting. At the top of the stairs, I strip off my tired and filthy clothes and immediately head for the bathroom. The air chills my naked flesh as I turn on the faucets and add a little bubble bath to the hot water that is already fighting the air conditioner to make it steamy. There's a large window next to the bathtub, and I love to open it when the weather is nice and listen to the sounds of the farm. I have fallen asleep in there more times than I care to admit. I peek through the curtains at the cabins in the distance. Most of them are already dark. A few still have the shine of a lamp coming through the curtains. The only one with the light still blazing is Adam's cabin. I slip into the hot water, letting it glide over my skin. It is so hot it's almost uncomfortable at first, but once I slide up to my chest, it begins to caress and ease the aches, the temperature forgotten. I peek through the curtains again. Adam's lights are still aglow. Is he taking a bath now too? Did he listen to my advice? Is he too naked and wet in his tub? Oh, I might pause a second. This is going to get a little spicy and it's going to get descriptive. So if this is not something you're into, I would don't listen to the rest or watch the rest of this video. I'm just saying, hold on. All right. The sight of all right. I peeked through the curtains again. Adam's lights are still aglow. Is he taking a bath now too? Did he listen to my advice? Is he too naked and wet in his tub? The sight of him without his shirt assaults me full force, and suddenly the water is too hot again. Those rope muscles gliding under the skin, the flat stomach. I can imagine the dark trail of hairs starting along that flat plane and disappearing into his jeans. Those jeans that fit him so well. Is he naked and hot in the cabin right over there? My hands glide across my breasts on their own accord, my nipples tightening. I picture him laid naked in his tub, his eyes closed, his arms resting on the side, all those tanned and toned muscles just itching to be touched, the hard toned chest urging to be licked. The flat abs and trail of hair that leads down, down, down. My hand glides from my breast down to my stomach, and it's too hot in this tub. I am flushed. My breathing is fast and heavy. He opens his eyes, just a crack. His face is different like this. Relaxed, he loses that edge he carries, the edge meant to keep people away. His eyes are soft now, tiny slits that look almost black and hold so much inside of them. I want to kiss him and touch him, make the pain go away, if only for a little while. I want to run my hands over that body, find out where that dark trail leads. I hear myself gasp as my head rolls back, eyes closing. The wave of pleasure rolls over me. I watch him remove his hand from the side of the tub and run it down his belly below the water. Oh, yes. Yes. My entire body is racked with spasms over and over. I slide my hand back out from between my legs. When did I put it there? Everything starts to come back into focus as I sit up straight in the now cool water. What the hell? Did I just masturbate to the visual aid of Adam? Crap. What am I doing? I pull the plug and manage to get out of the tub on my third attempt. Clearly my legs are weak from riding all day. Clearly they are not shaking from something else. Clearly. I grab a fresh towel and wrap it around me, water dripping all over the floor. What is wrong with me? I shuffle to the main room. My intentions were to grab a bath and then go outside to the porch for a while with a book. Now every bone in my body seems loose and my muscles aren't working too well. Crap. I take the towel back into the bathroom and throw it in the hamper. I peek out of the window and Adam's cabin is now dark. Did he go to bed? Is he right now laying naked between the sheets? No. I am not going there again. I shuffle back to the main room and sit on the bed. Pajamas seem like too much effort. I slip between the sheets and my skin feels alive and tingly. Did I get sunburned today? Too much heat? Is this heat stroke? It has to be. That would make perfect sense. I reach for the book on my nightstand, but flip the lights off instead. I need to sleep. Clearly, I am not in my right mind right now. All right, chapter 3. Adam. This is from Adam's perspective. I open the door to my cabin and feel a sense of calm. It's nice here, surprisingly so. With everything I've been through and dealt with, this is an unexpected change. When the doc told me I was going to be released from the hospital, I asked him where I was supposed to go. Home, he said. Problem is, there's no home to go to. Not one that I want to go to, at least. That was the point of joining the military. I didn't need a home. They sent me somewhere, and I went. They told me what to do, and I did it. That was part of the plan. Now the plan is done. Medical discharge. Shit. This certainly was not part of my life plans. Here on this ranch, as I step out on the porch of my little cabin, everything hurts. My back, my ass feels like it was branded with a hot iron. My arms are sunburned and sore. All of my injuries are screaming, and it feels amazing. No, I'm not some kind of masochist. I don't love pain or anything. What I love is being productive, being part of something bigger, learning new things, and challenging myself. You know, everything the military offers. Well, offered. Having to sit in the hospital for the last few months has been torture for me. Not that I sat idle. I spent most of that time in physical therapy and then stuck down to the gym whenever I could to work more. Every time I sat idle, my thoughts were dark and inward. The reality that I was no longer going to be allowed to serve trying to set in. The reality of what happened to me creeping behind every corner. The reality that I needed to figure out what was next, what I assumed there would not be a next. Oh, and then were the head shrinkers trying to get me to talk about my fucking feelings all the time. That or trying to get me to join groups where we all sat around talking about our feelings. Yeah, no thanks. When they booted me from the hospital, which also ended my service, I had no clue what the fuck to do. I caught a ride to the nearest nowhere town and found myself a shitty room in a bar. I was there looking for a piece of ass to get drunk. Drinking and fucking were my only immediate life goals. Pathetic. What I never expected was Sherry to walk in. I had already picked out a local to take back to my room. I knew she was trawling from the moment I saw her. Tits hanging out of a tiny crop top, jean skirt more of a belt than a skirt. Clearly has a few miles on her. Probably dated guys that treated her like shit and landed in jail. Probably would have been a good lay, as I give as good as I get, so she wouldn't have been disappointed. Then I saw Sherry. She strode in there like she owned the place. Pretty in her own right, but not made up. In fact, she was wearing worn jeans, a worn tank top, and boots that were more dust than leather. Her brown hair tied up in a hasty ponytail, her face unadorned by anything but tanned skin and freckles. I watched as she spoke to the bartender for a minute and then headed for my table. My first thoughts were to get rid of her as fast as possible. I was in no shape to be talking to a woman like this. Then, when she offered me a job and a place to stay, well, I wanted to tell her to fuck all the way off, but for some reason I said yes and ended up here. That's not entirely true. There was something about her, something about the way she spoke and her body language, that told me she was sincere and that she knows some shit about where I'm at. You can tell when you've been around enough military. You just know. There's something about her too, something I can't put my finger on. You don't know much about me, but I'm bristly on my good days. People tend to like me as a coworker because I'm no nonsense and no drama. As a friend, I have a harder time with that. I tend to shy away from any kind of real relationship with people, even guys. I'm not the guy that anyone ever invited to go out for beers or other shit. No one invites me over to watch a game, maybe to help them move or fix something, but not hang out. I'm just not that fun, and I don't mind being alone. Which is why, as I stand here looking out over these vast fields, I wonder how the hell I got here. Yesterday, I got a nice reality check at how inept I am and how much I need to learn about ranching. I learned that horseback riding is not as easy as it looks. I learned that it is hot and a ton of work, which is good for me. I learned that even though I don't really know anyone here yet other than Sherry, this place has the feel of a military base in the way everyone conducts themselves and work. The real kicker in all this for me is Sherry. When she took me out yesterday to show me how to check fences, I spent a great deal of time trying not to fall off my horse and embarrass myself. When I could turn my attention to other things, it all ended up being about her. Watching her ride and take such good care of the property, she mesmerized me. She's not a large woman, probably only 5'8", but she proved she's incredibly capable and handles everything with a confident and knowledgeable grace, including me. I could tell she was trying to get a beat on me. Normally, I would have tried my best to keep her at arm's length, like I do with most people. There was something different about her, though. I didn't talk much, but I wanted to, especially when we stopped for lunch. I took off my shirt off to wet it in the stream, and I could feel her eyes on me. I know she saw the scar. There was no way she could have missed it. The others were still hidden, but that one was on full display. I keep those scars hidden always. I know what each one of them looks like, and I don't like people seeing them. When I turned back to look at her, I was waiting to see the sympathy or disgust that people try to hide when they see them. Instead, I saw understanding, respect. She has no idea what that means to me, no idea what she gave me in that moment. Today I'm working with her again, and I don't know how to feel about that. She does something to me. She is different. I can't explain what it is, but there's just something about her. I see the others headed toward the house, and I know that I need to follow suit. Sherry snags me as I get to the steps, and we head over to the barn. I notice that she's walking just fine this morning. I hope she can't tell how bad off I am. Ready to ride again, she asks with a smirk. I lift an eyebrow, and she bursts out laughing. The sweet sound filling the space and bringing all the animals to their doors looking at us. I can't help but chuckle a bit to myself. Here, she says, taking me into a side room and handing me a bucket. This is where we store the feed for most of the animals. Well, some of the feed. And here's the feed that is ready to be served. She shows me where to get the chicken feed and then tells me to go into the coop and just toss it around. And that she will be there in a minute to show me how to collect the eggs. I step out of the barn and over to the area I assume is the chicken coop since there are chickens in it. My knowledge of chickens starts and ends with KFC. She told me, open the door, walk in, close it before anyone gets out, and just spread this stuff around. Simple enough. How hard could it be? The chickens are milling about as I open the door. One tries to run out as I slip through the doorway, but I manage to stop it with my boot. With the door closed, I take a breath and grab a handful of feed, tossing it to the ground in front of me. All the chickens come running at me, which is a bit startling, but I grab another handful and toss them to the side and another further away, which stems the tide as they scatter pecking at the ground. I take a step forward and toss some more, thinking that this is the kind of morning job I could get used to. These gals, are kind of cute in a strange birdie way. They're all different colors, and they are too busy eating away to even care that I am here. I tossed the final handful and tucked the bucket under my arm to watch the simple pleasure of a creature enjoying its breakfast on this beautiful day. When out of the corner of my eye, I see something move. A black head peeks around the back corner of the coop, and I think that it must be another hen. Maybe she isn't a morning bird. I crouch down to call her when it lunges at me. Definitely not a morning bird. Then again, I know humans that act like that if you wake them. My sister was like that growing up. I straighten up and take a step back, but this bird keeps lunging at me, pecking at my boot and pants leg, making a terrible ruckus. I stop moving in hopes that the bird settles down, but instead it flaps its wings, trying its best to attack me. I turn to escape. This is starting to freak me out. What the hell did I do to this bird? Why on earth is it like this? Rabies, maybe? Do birds get rabies? I start to unlatch the door and feel the bird trying to take my leg off. Surely I'm not panicking from a chicken. Nope. I did not just make some sort of scared squeal. I managed to get the door open and shake my leg, releasing me from its terrible dinosaur-like attack. I slip my body out and slam the door of the coop, trapping the beast inside. I lay the bucket on the ground and lean over, my hands on my knees. Shit. I look around, hoping beyond hope that no one saw that, when I hear the giggles from behind me. I see you met Godzilla, a cheerful female voice echoes. I guess I should have warned you about him. He can be a little testy around his ladies, especially with someone he doesn't know. I sigh and stand straight, bringing the bucket with me. Is he half pterodactyl or something? She giggles. No, just a plain old rooster. Guess you never had chickens. I shake my head. Nope, can't say I did. Are you all right, she asks. I shrug. Ego is bruised, and I think he took a bite out of my boot, but other than that, I am fine. She nods. Ready for breakfast? Are we having chicken? No, she looks puzzled. I grin. Do you want to have chicken for breakfast? It could be arranged. She grabs the bucket for me and shakes her head. Go on, I'll be there in a minute. I'll collect the eggs. As I walk back to the main house with a smile on my face, I think about how long it has been since I've been silly like that. When was the last time I just smiled over something so little? Must be something in the air here. We all settle in for some grub. Of course, Sherry shares my near-death experience at the hands of Godzilla to roaring laughter and some backslaps. The only one not laughing is Axel. He just shakes his head. That bird is the devil, I tell you. Adam, it's not a laughing matter, and I'm glad you came out unharmed. You will see him in your dreams, though. Take my word for it. Sherry lays her hand on his arm. I told you would never have to feed them again, and you haven't since the incident. I will always take your chicken day and brave them myself for you. He shakes her hand off. Ha ha! I know you all think this is funny, but it's not. With breakfast coming to a close, Sherry grabs her notebook, handing out work assignments for the day, tells everybody about the Strawberry Festival that is happening on Saturday in the neighboring town if anyone wants to attend. I'm with Sherry again today. My ass hopes that horses are not involved. She helps carry the dishes to the sink and turns to me. Ready for a trip? You're coming with me to town today to grab some supplies. Did you see much of the town before I whisk you away? I shake my head. No, ma'am. She gives me the eye. Damn, she has made it clear that she has no interest in being called ma'am. But it's a force of habit. Sherry. She turns to walk out. Come on then, we have a lot to do today. I follow her out and head toward the truck, only to see her walk toward the barn. I follow her to a much larger truck with a trailer hitched to it. She hops up inside and unlocks the door for me. As I get settled, she starts up the diesel engine. Need the big guns today. Lots of supplies to get. Our regular feed guy isn't able to deliver right now. Broke his arm, so we have to pick up. Fun. No big deal. Not sure my body's going to be happy with me slinging feed bags, especially a truck and trailer full, but with the windows rolled down, Sherry handles the huge truck with ease, and we are off running down the road. Gonna be a hot one again today, she says. Yeah, I say. I hate making small talk. She glances at me. I know you love black, but you might want to see about getting some lighter colored shirts to work in. Those are going to be the death of you. I nod. Yeah, I was thinking that. Crap. I'm so bad at small talk. We can stop by the clothing store in town. Dave asked if I would grab him a few things anyway, and I want to look around. Would be nice to have a new top or something for the Strawberry Festival. I really don't do clothes that much. My eyebrows raise as she stops, realizing what she just said. I mean, wear clothes, but I don't really pay much heed to them. Sure, I think the image of her with no clothes on is now stuck in my head. And I can't deny the fact that she's a very attractive woman. And it has been too long since I have been in the presence of a naked woman. Far too long, to be honest. I'm not some running teen that can't go without it, but I am a damn man that likes to get my dick wet and take the pleasure of a woman. I'm no saint, that's for sure. I look out of the window at the scenery and try to change my thought pattern. Cows. There are cows. Cows aren't sexy. No. Now, cowgirls. Shit, I need to get laid. Sherry talked about some sort of strawberry festival on Saturday. I don't know what that is, and I was thinking I would skip it, but maybe I should go. Sounds like somewhere I should maybe find a woman and take the edge off. I hear her talking and realize I haven't been listening. Shit. I nodded and made an agreeable noise, hoping she didn't ask me a question. We pull into town and Sherry finds a place to park. The monstrosity she is driving. She slides her keys in her pocket and turns to me. First I need to go to the bank, then I need to stop at Rally's to pick up some tackies fixing for me, then the clothing store, grocery store, feed store last. She grabs a locked bank bag and some reusable shopping bags and hops out of the truck. I follow suit. If there's anywhere you want to hit before the clothing store, I'm going to be here for about a half hour, or you can just tag along and I'll show you the town. Having no need for anything nor any idea what else this town has to offer, I shrug and tell her I'll just tag along. I may be reading into this, but that seems to make her happy. She points out the post office, a cafe and eatery, a bakery that boasts the best bear claws in the state, various shops as well. It is everything that you would expect from a small rural town. There is, of course, an outdoor shop that has various camo outfits in the window with rifles and fishing rods. When we get to the bank, I wait outside. No need to make her uncomfortable with money. I lean against the wall and watch people strolling around. "Can I help you, sir?" a deep voice asks. I turn to see a man in uniform eyeing me up. One hand on his service weapon. Behind him stands an older woman scowling at me. I straighten up and hold my hand out to shake. "My name is Adam, and I'm just here waiting for my boss to do her banking." He spits on the ground next to him, and the old lady sneers at me. "He looks suspicious," she mutters. "All in black, like the devil he is, I tell you." The cop shifts from foot to foot. "Well there, Adam, did you say, who might your boss be?" I open my mouth to speak when I hear a voice from my side. "Sheriff Mateus, I see you met Adam, my new employee. I'm certain you were just introducing yourself, not harassing my ranch hand because Mrs. Pringle doesn't like new people." The sheriff changes his tone the moment he sees her. He takes his hand off his gun and straightens his shirt. I am not the only one who thinks that she's good looking. "No, ma'am, I just wanted to welcome him to the town." He turns to me. "Welcome, Adam. So you're working for Miss Sherry here, are you? Been a ranch hand long?" Sherry smiles, but her look is condescending. "He has been doing a great job and came with today because I needed to pick up my feed. Since Paul broke his arm, I have to haul it all myself. Goes better with an extra set of hands. Plus, I wanted to show him around town. I was just telling him on my drive in how hospitable everyone is here. We wouldn't want to make a liar out of me, would we? Anyway, we have a full day planned. Nice seeing you, Sheriff. You too." She nods at the old lady who sneers and again and mumbles, "Satan and his whore, living out there with all those men, unmarried. Slut is what that one is." Sherry just rolls her eyes. The sheriff moves in front of her. "Nice to see you as always, Miss Sherry. Do you think you need an extra hand at the feed store? I can stop over and help if you like." Sherry just smiles. "No thanks, we got it. Come on, Adam, we have a lot to do." With that, she turns and walks away. I follow. When we turn the corner, she sighs. "Sorry, I should have warned you. Small town shit, can't get away with anything here without old lady Pringle and the sheriff getting involved. They won't bother you anymore. Well, Mrs. Pringle may. But the sheriff won't. He wants to sleep with me. Hell, he's even asked me to marry him once upon a drunken night. so he won't do anything to piss me off. Not that he has a chance in hell. Her laughter at the absurdity has me chuckling as well as we enter a shop whose scent of leather assaults you at the door. This time I follow her in. The place to someone like me looks like a BDSM shop. Leather everywhere, as well as bridles, harnesses of some sort, saddles, riding crops. Kinky. Oh, hell. Now I'm picturing her naked again. Naked and strapped. Mrs. Pringle, Mrs. Pringle, Mrs. Pringle. Okay, that worked. No more little Adam threatening to embarrass me. Mrs. Pringle. Sherry crosses the room as she is greeted by a middle-aged man wearing a white plaid shirt with a leather apron over top. He smiles as he greets her and turns to go to the back of the shop. He returns holding several leather straps and starts showing her the end where I'm assuming he did some sort of repair. She takes it from him and holds it up, wrapping one of the leather straps around her wrist. I turn to pretend to look at some of the wares of the tables close to me. Mrs. Pringle, Mrs. Pringle, Mrs. Pringle. I hear the man wish her a good day, and thankfully we are leaving the leather store. She hands me the leather and then holds out one of the shopping bags for me to put it in. The leather in my hands is still warm from her touch. Mrs. Pringle! Okay, clothing, she says, and starts walking again. We enter a store that looks like every small-town cowboy store in the movies. There are tables strewn about with different colors of jeans on them and racks of various kinds of plaid shirts. One side of the wall is covered in different kinds of cowboy hats and trucker caps. The opposite wall boasts all sorts of boots, from cowboy to waders, construction to combat, boots. No shoes. Sherry walks over to a table and holds up a pair of jeans. These are for Axel. The goat tore a chunk out of his ass of his pants again last week, so I said I would get him a new pair. That damn goat has a thing for him. I don't know why. I just smirk. I found out quickly enough there are 4 goats on the farm. 3 very nice, cute goats, like when you scratch them between the horns, and 1 very ornery goat that will take a chunk out of you if you aren't careful. She headbutted me 3 times while I was trying to feed them. 3 times she almost knocked me over coming up behind me. She grabs another pair. Well, might as well get him 2. She will inevitably get him again. This way I don't have to run back to town. I nod and turn my attention to a section of t-shirts. They aren't anything fancy, just plain old t-shirts. Perfect. I feel Sherry come up next to me. White is good, but it's going to get filthy all the time. She pulls a pale blue and puts it back, then walks around. Here, she holds up a light gray and a tan. These will look good on you and be cooler. What size do you wear? Large? I nod, and she pulls a bunch of shirts off the rack, laying them over her arm. I move to take them, and she shakes her head. No, I'm buying these for you. You need to get them and consider it a work expense. You haven't been paid yet, so it's my treat. I move to take them again. I have more money, more than enough for shirts. She turns and walks to another rack. This one of plaid long-sleeve shirts. Do you need something a little nicer to go out? No, I state. I have other clothes than black t-shirts. She just shrugs and walks over to the ladies' section on the other side of the shop. I watch as she curls her nose up at some of the racks, then smiles. She holds up some strappy little tank tops with rhinestones, others with glitter. Fuck, imagining her in them having fun. Ugh, Mrs. Pringle. She grabs a few and heads for the counter. A middle-aged woman nods to her when she lays the clothing in front of her. Find everything you need today, Sherry? Yep, Sherry says as the woman looks at me. Now, let me start with the fact that this woman is not unattractive. In fact, she has the look of someone who was a killer back in her day. Time has not been overly kind to her, though. She now has the appearance of someone who has spent most of her days basking in the sun while smoking pack after pack of Lucky Strikes. Her thinning hair is dyed a dark shade of brown, with her gray roots grown out at least a few inches. Her hair is cut in a pixie cut, I think it's called, so the whole thing looks a bit wild. Then she's wearing a low-cut, skin-tight shirt that shows off her leathered breasts on full display. All this is topped with some sort of shimmering pink lipstick and some shockingly blue eyeshadow. I see her eyeing me up and down before sucking on her tooth and making a tisk sound. Hey there, she says in a lower tone than when she was talking to Sherry. You're new. Name's Wanda, she smiles, showing off her yellow teeth. I shake her outstretched hand and can't help but liken the feeling to shaking hands with my old combat boots. Scratch that. They were tighter than this woman's skin. Adam, I say, and hope we are almost ready to leave. Well, Adam, she says, leaning over the counter, her breasts swinging as they come perilously close to escaping the shirt. Did you find everything you wanted? Everything? I glance at Sherry, who is stifling a chuckle and is apparently not going to help me. Yes, just some t-shirts for me. Wanda picks at her tooth with her long fingernails. Honey, you do wear a t-shirt well. If you ever want me to take it off you, you just let me know. Jesus Christ, ew, I keep the shudder that threatens to rack me at bay. It's been a while, but not that long, if you know what I mean. Sherry jumps in, maybe to help, maybe because even she is uncomfortable at this line of talk. I don't care which it is. Thanks, Wanda. We have to get over the feed store yet, so if you want to ring us up, thanks. Wanda grabs the items off the counter and starts ringing them up. I don't know how you are out there with all these hotties. I would never get a thing done if I were you. Sherry just smiles as Wanda turns her gaze to me. Well, I would get something done, but it wouldn't be ranching, if you know what I mean. Then she gives me a wink before handing the bag to Sherry. Out on the sidewalk again, Sherry bursts out laughing. I am so sorry. Wanda is a bit much. Her heart is in gold. Her heart of gold, but horny as hell. Lost her husband about 15 years ago in a car accident, and now, well, she is a really good person. I just shake my head. Glad to be out of there. All right, I think we're going to stop there. Put a bookmark there. And so we'll stop there. I think it's a good stopping place. So I hope you guys like, this is Lone Driver by me. This is my book. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. I hope you, because my voice is getting, I was sneezing all day yesterday. I don't know what is with this weather or pollen or, I don't know. But I was sneezing all day yesterday. I could not stop sneezing, and now my voice is a little crackly. So I want to end there. I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, no matter what you do. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hoping to get my Premier Yarn box today. Yay! We can open it together tomorrow, see what I got, and talk about that. And so do something good for yourself today. Do something that makes you smile today. Promise me. I hope you do anything that makes you smile today. I will read more book next Wednesday. And I hope you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I appreciate each and every one of you so much more than you have any idea. I love chatting with you all. And choose love every day. Bye.